Welcome to Let Us Farm. My name is Emelifong Noel Oge of Let Us Farm. So today we are going to be discussing about the capacity of ponds, but we are going to narrow down our discussion to some various, just a few number of ponds. Mainly, we are talking about what can 1,000 liters pond take capacity wise. So I will also use the opportunity to talk about 10 by 10, talk about 10 by 15, and talk about 10 by 12. So I know I've said this thing before. I'm going to try to be making videos on this, to be talking about different ponds, depending on how I get questions on these particular variables in ponds. So stay tuned to listen to this and know why, how, and what you stand to gain. Remember, I have always said this: I don't have any WhatsApp group, I don't have any Telegram group. If you receive any invitation on, say it's from Let Us Farm, please, that's not me. I'm not interested in doing so. And if you are having any issue in your farm, all you simply need to do is do a 2 to 3 minute video of this your farm. Do it when you are feeding your fishes. Yeah, so that will give me an overview of what happens in your farm. So when you do this video, just send it to me. So when you send it to me, I will be able to help you with a solution. So do this video, and all the services I will do it for you for free. So like I said, today we're going to be discussing on what is the pond capacity for stocking 1,000, then capacity for 10 by 10, 10 by 12, and 10 by 15. I'll be right back. Welcome back. So you know this pond, the white tank. It's a very popular pond in Nigeria for many new upcoming farmers. Yeah, it's a popular pond. Why is that? The pond is common, people can buy it from anywhere, and for many households that don't really have space, they like to put it at maybe the veranda of their house, or the back of the house, or maybe just a place that they see small opportunity. It is good. The pond is good. So I'm not saying this to promote this. No, this is a 1,000 liter pond. Now there are other ponds that are also in the same category. Now there are still some. I have seen ponds. Okay, I will show you one clip now. This one you are watching now. It's a 3,000 capacity pond. Yeah. But you see, it's not as big as this. So why I'm bringing this is people tend to misunderstand stocking. I understand most people is what they've heard from other people. Some even said they downloaded an app and that was the app suggestion. But let me explain something to you now quickly. This capacity you stock in a pond is not determined only by the water of that pond, because when I give people some estimates, what they try to understand, then they try to tell me is that, do I know how many liters is in this pond? Try and understand this. It's not the liters in the pond that is the only determinant of what you stock. For me personally, and for some others that understand it very well, what we look at is not just the water. You also look at the bottom surface of the pond. What do I mean by that? Your pond is high, it has the under, then you now have the water inside. The fishes you put inside, they stay under. They come up to play and eat. Now, catfish is not a deep water fish. So some people will show me some tanks that are like way 7-8 feet high. It's not called for. In fact, it's a problem for the fish, because catfishes are not that deep swimmers, so it's a problem for them to go that high to come up to eat. But if your pond is maybe 6 feet but your water level is 3 feet, 4 feet, it's okay. But if the water level is 6 feet, it's not okay. You are now stressing out the fishes. If you move it to the wild, you discover that catfishes, they are bottom feeders. They always stay at the bottom of the pond. But the discovery made science to bring it to become top feeders, so that you can be able to control what they eat and how they eat to achieve best result. That's why when I see people make arguments that sinking feed is better, I laugh, because the reason for floating feed is for you to be able to control the fishes. If not, there will be no discovery of floating feed, because catfishes naturally are bottom feeders. So in the wild, they go down the mud to eat. But because it's understandable that when you make them do like that, you won't be able to control their activities. And the reason why you keep them is for them to get big weight for you to sell. So these things are intertwined. So now, when considering the size of what a pond will take, it is not because the pond is so high or the water level, but the ground level, because at the end of the day, they will all stay under. So if the ground level is tight, they can't grow. There will be no space for them to grow. That's why some people, when they overstock, you are trying to prove to them that they overstock, they will be arguing. And sometimes you see your fishes dying anyhow because of overstocking. This white tank, best result for you to achieve 1 kg is 50 pieces. Yes. So you may be shocked. Some people say it's 150, some 200, some 100. Best result is 50 for you to achieve 1 kg. Now, if you have a target that you want the fishes to be bigger than 1 kg, drop the number. As a matter of fact, instead of putting 50 fishes here, if you can have patience and put only 30, you will see wonders. The lesser they are in a space, the more result they will give you. But maximum that this white tank will take is 50. Now, the confusion many people normally have is that when these fishes are in juvenile or are in fingerlings, they are so small. So when you put them inside this tank, 50 pieces, the gathering in the corner will not be like my hand. They will be so tiny and gather very little that you can even use 2 spoons to scoop everything. So that impression confuses them. But what they fail to realize is that they are growing. So each day they grow, they need more space. Each day they grow, they need more space. Now some people will say, oh no, let us put 500 inside. And after 3 weeks, we separate them. Before that 3 weeks, you must have lost more than 200 because the weight is too small. Why doing all these things? There is no reason. If you don't have space, work with the limited space you have. Your idea, your intention should be results and not space. So if you have a space that can take little, go for the little. What if you have space and you don't have money? Must you go for all? If you go for all, you fail. You even lose the small you invested. So that is for this white tank. Maximum is 50. But if you want it to be that big, go down to 30. Now, for 10 by 10, some people say that they are sellers of the tarpaulin pond told them that it will take 500, 1,000. I have always said this. Well, I don't sell ponds. I don't sell tarpaulin ponds. Though I have made recommendation to people they can get from. But that's none of my business. I don't sell. So I don't hold any brief for these guys that sell. But the reason why sometimes they give you such calculation is because economy is tight. If some of them tell you the actual number, some of them that are real farmers, because some people that sell pond have never in their life kept one fish. So they are not farmers. They also the tarpaulin and sell to people. But some of them that are real farmers, if they tell you the actual number a pond will take, you will not want to buy. So what they do is that they want to go with what other people say. So they will tell you exactly what other people would have told you. When you now buy and start having issues, some that are sincere will suggest to you, why not buy another pond and separate? But human beings, maybe if I'm a pond seller and I suggest like that, you look at it that something is wrong. Yeah, in some cases something usually wrong, they want to sell more. But the fact is that for 10 by 10, maximum you will put in that pond is 120 pieces. 120 pieces is maximum, because 10 by 10 will take 100 very old. Why not buy another pond and separate? But human beings, maybe if I'm a pond seller and I suggest like that, you look at it that something is wrong. Yeah, in some cases something usually wrong, they want to sell more. But the fact is that for 10 by 10, maximum you will put in that pond is 120 pieces. 120 pieces is maximum, because 10 by 10 will take 100 very okay. But for some reasons you want to be pushing your bounds, max is 120. Before you come to start arguing with me, remember what I'm saying now is not a must you believe it. It is a choice for you to believe it. So if you don't like what I'm saying, just don't bother disturbing yourself. But what I'm telling you is what will give you the best results. You can actually put a pond down, experiment it, then put another pond down, experiment the number that you believe in, compare the two at the end of the day, and tell me what you think. So for a pond of 10 by 15 tarpaulin pond, maximum that this pond will take is 170. But if you put 150, it will be super solid, better than 170. It's supposed to be 150, but like I always say, for some reasons you want to go more than that, max 170. I know what you have been told, so I understand that. And a pond of 10 by 12 max is 140. Like I said, what really matters is your standard underground measurement. Any of these ponds, if you want to achieve the best result, please make sure the water level is always 3 feet high. 3 feet high. If for some reasons you don't have water, forget about raising catfish. I have seen someone who stocked 1,000 and he was having issues with the catfishes dying. So when he told me, I looked at the pond, I said, first of all, you overstocked. Secondly, the water in your pond is not more than 1 foot. He told me, look, that he's having some water crisis, so he's managing water. You cannot manage water and raise catfish. It is error message. The fishes will not do well. So let us not start what we cannot finish. It is good you have water. I have said this. I have a video where I talked about how to start a catfish farm. This is your number one problem, is water. If you don't have water, just forget about it. Think of another thing that doesn't require water. That will work for you. But for catfish, it will not work. Or you start doing buying and selling. Look for customers and then buy from people's pond and sell. It's still part of the business line. It's still part of the business chain. But now you are no longer producing. You are buying from people and selling to other people. Don't do it. It's a waste of time, waste of everything that you think about. Now, some people again, maybe you want to buy pond and they say 10 by 10 pond is, they say it's $100, they say it's $200, I don't know. But they say that 10 by 10 is by 4 feet high. And they say 10 by 10 by 2 feet high is, instead of 100, they now say it's $30. I'm using dollars for you to be able to convert and know the... But these are not the real prices, so I don't sell, so I don't know the real prices. but I'm using that figure so that those people who are not around will get to understand exactly what we are talking about. So they now give you and say the one of 2 feet high is $30 and the other one is 100. Please, for you to achieve the best result, don't buy the one of $30 because the feet is 2 feet. It won't pay you, because on 2 feet your water level cannot be more than 1 foot, because you have to leave gap between the water and the pond so that when your fishes spring ball, they won't just move out of the pond. If you level your pond with the water, you are looking for trouble, because at night your fishes will be spring balling, and when they spring ball, on top of that it goes, and when they are shaking the pond, some of them that are on top floating will just go out of the pond. So you have to always leave 1 foot gap. So that's why I advise, if you want to buy, if you don't have money for a bigger one, go for a smaller one of 4 feet. You put your water on 3 feet. But if you go for the one of 3 feet, you'll be struggling to put your water on 2.5 foot. But the choice is yours. So this I have said now. If you can be able to, if you are doing more than this before, do some adjustments and then get back to me on your result and findings. I have very good news from many people who did some adjustments and they have results. So, but maybe for some reasons you still doubt, just do your result and then let me see the findings. And if probably you are having issues after the adjustments, just let me know and I will look at it and know exactly why you have the problem. So if you are still having challenges in your farm, do a 2 to 3 minutes video and send to me, so I'll be able to look at this video and give you a guideline on how to come out from this problem. Remember, this is Let Us Farm, and keep farming is a way of life.
Hey y'all, come look at this.